25 is after next year, I'm out of it.
After our second fight.
You're out of it?
Yeah,
Care to elaborate on that?
out of the sport.
After our second fight. Nah, no, I'm gonna win, bro.
Nah, I could tell you my fights.
The tension between Floyd Mayweather and Gervonta "Tank" Davis reached a boiling point after Davis announced his intention to retire from boxing in 2025. The boxing legend and former mentor, never one to mince words, delivered a scathing critique of Davis's decision, going so far as to call him a coward during a fiery interview. This latest exchange marks yet another chapter in the tumultuous relationship between Mayweather and Davis, who have traded barbs since their professional split in 2023. For Mayweather, Davis's announcement represents a premature end to a career brimming with potential and a refusal to take on the biggest challenges in the sport. Davis, widely regarded as one of boxing's pound-for-pound best, revealed during a recent press conference that he plans to retire by the end of 2025. "I've accomplished everything I set out to do in this sport," Davis said. He added, "I want to enjoy life outside the ring while I'm still young." With an undefeated record and several high-profile victories, Davis's announcement might seem justified. However, critics, including Mayweather, argue that the 29-year-old still has much to prove, especially in a lightweight division packed with elite talent like Shakur Stevenson, Devin Haney, and Vasily Lomachenko. Floyd Mayweather's reaction to Davis's retirement plans was as blunt as it was scornful. During an impromptu interview, the undefeated boxing icon didn't hold back. Mayweather said, "Tank's a for even talking about retirement right now. He's running from real fights. Shakur's out there. Devin's out there. Hell, even Lomachenko's still in the mix. If he's the best, he should prove it." Mayweather's comments reflect a growing sentiment among boxing fans and analysts that Davis might be avoiding the kind of legacy-defining fights that cement greatness. One of the loudest criticisms of Davis's career trajectory is his apparent reluctance to face Shakur Stevenson, who many view as the heir apparent in the lightweight division. Stevenson, known for his technical brilliance and unshakable confidence, has repeatedly called out Davis, labeling him overhyped. Mayweather echoed these sentiments, stating, "Shakur's been calling him out for months. The fans want it, the sport needs it. But instead of stepping up, Tank's talking about retiring. That's not what champions do." The tension between Mayweather and Davis is nothing new. Their relationship began to sour during Davis's rise to stardom under Mayweather Promotions. While Mayweather helped build Davis's career, the fighter often expressed frustration over feeling overshadowed by his mentor's larger-than-life personality. The split in 2023 was acrimonious, with Davis accusing Mayweather of prioritizing his own brand over Davis's career. Since then, the two have exchanged public jabs, with Mayweather often criticizing Davis's choices and Davis accusing Mayweather of jealousy. For Davis, the decision to retire by 2025 comes with significant risks. While he boasts an undefeated record, critics argue that his resume lacks marquee names like Shakur Stevenson and Devin Haney. Without these fights, Davis risks being remembered as a fighter who dominated his era without truly testing himself against its best. Mayweather, who faced and defeated all comers during his illustrious career, was quick to highlight this point. He said, "I fought everybody, Pacquiao, Canelo, De La Hoya. That's why I'm the greatest. Tank wants to be great? He's got to fight the best, not run from them." Despite the backlash, Davis remains one of boxing's biggest draws. His fights consistently generate massive pay-per-view numbers, and his knockout power has made him a fan favorite. However, the clock is ticking for Davis to take on the fights that will define his legacy. Shakur Stevenson, Devin Haney, and even a rematch with Ryan Garcia are all potential options. Whether Davis steps up or follows through on his retirement plans will determine how he's remembered.
If you got the opportunity to sign a prospect for GTD, who will be?
Gervonta, something should have happened during this time, because when I saw you at the Frank Martin press conference, it looked like you were talks about retirement was not even discussed at this moment. and now it's something you keep on repeating. Is it just because obviously what you've done through boxing since you were a kid and everything?
The lightweight division is heating up, and Shakur Stevenson isn't holding back. The two-division world champion and one of boxing's most skilled technicians has taken aim at Gervonta "Tank" Davis, accusing the knockout artist of avoiding a head-to-head clash. In a scathing post-fight interview, Stevenson labeled Davis a ducker and questioned his willingness to take on elite competition in the stacked lightweight division. The lightweight division is one of boxing's most exciting weight classes, with stars like Stevenson, Davis, Devin Haney, and Vasily Lomachenko jostling for supremacy. While Stevenson has repeatedly expressed his desire to face the division's top names, he feels Davis has been reluctant to engage in meaningful matchups. Stevenson said, "Tank knows I'm here and he knows I'm ready. But every time my name comes up, he's got some excuse. That's not what champions do." Shakur Stevenson has built a reputation as one of the most technically gifted fighters in the sport. As a former featherweight and super featherweight champion, Stevenson's transition to lightweight has been seamless. In his recent bouts, he showcased his precision, footwork, and ring IQ, leaving no doubt about his ability to dominate the division. With an unblemished record and a WBC lightweight belt in his possession, Stevenson has become the division's most avoided fighter. His call-outs to Davis have been consistent, but the response from Tank has been less than enthusiastic, according to Stevenson. Stevenson didn't mince words when asked why he believes Davis is avoiding him. Stevenson said, "Tank talks a big game, but when it's time to sign the contract, he's nowhere to be found. He's more interested in fighting guys he knows he can knock out than testing himself against someone like me. That's what we call ducking." The Newark native highlighted Davis's recent fights as examples of the latter choosing more marketable but less challenging opponents, such as Ryan Garcia and Hector Garcia. While those bouts were significant in terms of fanfare, Stevenson believes they pale in comparison to what a fight with him would represent for both fighters' legacies. Boxing fans have long clamored for a Stevenson versus Davis showdown. Both fighters bring contrasting styles to the ring, Davis with his devastating power and explosive knockouts, and Stevenson with his technical mastery and defensive brilliance. A fight between the two would likely determine the true king of the lightweight division. However, Stevenson believes Davis's reluctance stems from an unwillingness to risk his undefeated record. Stevenson said, "Tank doesn't want to lose, plain and simple. But if you're really about this sport, you've got to face the best. And right now, I'm the best." While Davis hasn't directly addressed Stevenson's latest comments, he has previously downplayed the possibility of a fight, citing promotional differences and timing as obstacles. Davis's camp has also hinted that Stevenson's lack of pay-per-view star power is a factor in their decision-making. But Stevenson isn't buying it. He said, "They always talk about business and numbers, but at the end of the day, the fans know what they want, and what they want is me versus Tank." Both fighters have major decisions to make. Stevenson is expected to defend his WBC lightweight title against another top contender, solidifying his position as the division's most avoided fighter. Meanwhile, Davis, who recently announced plans to retire in 2025, faces increasing pressure to take on legacy-defining bouts before hanging up his gloves. For now, the tension between Stevenson and Davis continues to build, setting the stage for what could be one of boxing's most anticipated matchups. Moreover, Ryan Garcia isn't holding back. The young superstar, known for his lightning-fast hands and social media presence, took direct aim at Davis, accusing him of dodging meaningful fights and leaving unfinished business in the sport. In a recent interview, Garcia didn't mince words when addressing Davis's retirement announcement. Garcia said, "He's running from the fights that matter. Tank talks about being the best, but the best don't walk away when there's still so much to prove. He's leaving because he knows the walls are closing in." Garcia's comments reflect a sentiment echoed by many boxing fans and analysts who question whether Davis is strategically avoiding the toughest challenges in the lightweight division. The tension between Ryan Garcia and Gervonta Davis isn't new. The two faced off earlier this year in one of boxing's most anticipated showdowns, with Davis emerging victorious via a body shot knockout. While Davis celebrated the win, Garcia has since suggested that the fight didn't fully showcase his potential, citing distractions and personal challenges leading up to the bout. Garcia has repeatedly called for a rematch, believing he can redeem himself and prove he belongs among the elite. Davis's retirement plans, however, throw cold water on the possibility of a second encounter, leaving Garcia frustrated. For Garcia, Davis's retirement isn't just about personal rivalry, it's about the state of the lightweight division. Garcia stated, "He's leaving the division in chaos. You've got guys like Shakur Stevenson, Devin Haney, and me all ready to fight, but Tank is stepping away instead of stepping up. That's not how champions act." Garcia's critique highlights a broader issue. Davis's retirement could leave significant matchups unresolved, robbing the sport of potential classics that fans are desperate to see. One of Garcia's main points is that Davis is walking away without facing the division's other top names, including Shakur Stevenson and Devin Haney. Garcia said, "Shakur's been calling him out, and so have I. But instead of answering, he's talking about retirement. That's not how you build a legacy." Garcia's comments suggest that Davis's decision may be motivated by a desire to protect his undefeated record rather than risk it against fighters with the skills to beat him. While critical of Davis, Garcia also took the opportunity to outline his own ambitions. He said, "I'm here for the big fights. Whether it's Shakur, Devin, or even moving up in weight, I'm not backing down. That's what this sport is about, taking on the best and proving yourself every time." Garcia's statement reinforces his desire to cement his legacy, contrasting sharply with what he perceives as Davis's unwillingness to do the same. Davis, for his part, has framed his retirement as a personal decision, emphasizing that he wants to leave the sport on his terms while still at the top. However, his critics, including Garcia, argue that the timing raises questions about his willingness to face the toughest competition. With Davis's retirement announcement adding fuel to an already fiery rivalry, the spotlight now shifts to what's next for both fighters. For Ryan Garcia, the focus remains on staying active and securing high-profile matchups. A fight with Shakur Stevenson or a rematch with Devin Haney could be on the horizon. Meanwhile, Gervonta Davis must decide whether his final years in the sport will include the legacy-defining fights that fans crave. While Davis framed the decision as a way to leave the sport on his own terms, numerous boxing experts have voiced their disapproval, accusing the undefeated lightweight champion of sidestepping significant challenges that could define his legacy. Prominent boxing analyst Teddy Atlas didn't hold back in his critique of Davis's announcement. "Retirement is fine if you've done it all, but Tank hasn't fought everyone he needs to fight," Atlas said on his podcast. He added, "You don't call it quits when there's still unfinished business. There are names like Shakur Stevenson and Devin Haney who deserve a shot at him, and fans want those fights. This feels like he's taking the easy way out." Atlas's remarks echo the frustration of fans who see Davis's potential departure as a loss for the sport, given the compelling matchups still on the table. Stephen A. Smith, a vocal commentator on sports, also weighed in during an ESPN segment, questioning whether Davis's legacy would hold up without facing the best fighters in his division. Smith said, "Tank is an amazing talent, no doubt about it, but let's be real. Greatness in boxing isn't just about the knockouts. It's about who you fight, when you fight them, and how you rise to the occasion. If Tank retires now, we'll always wonder what could have been." Smith pointed to other champions, such as Shakur Stevenson and Devin Haney, who have actively sought out high-stakes fights to cement their legacies. Boxing journalist Mike Coppinger called Davis's decision a disservice to the sport and its fans. Coppinger wrote in an article, "Boxing thrives on big fights and rivalries. Tank walking away without fighting the likes of Shakur Stevenson or even running it back with Ryan Garcia leaves a huge void. The lightweight division is stacked, and Davis retiring now feels premature at best, and at worst, it's avoiding risk to protect his unbeaten record." Coppinger's sentiment highlights the broader implications of Davis's retirement for boxing as a whole. Without Davis, the lightweight division could lose one of its biggest attractions. Renowned trainer Freddie Roach suggested that Davis's announcement might stem from an unwillingness to face the increasingly competitive landscape of the lightweight division. Roach said, "Look, Tank is a great fighter, but the division has never been this stacked. Stevenson, Haney, Lomachenko, and even guys like Isaac Cruz are no walk in the park. If he's thinking of retiring, maybe he doesn't want to take those risks." Roach's comments underscore a recurring theme among critics. that Davis may be stepping away to avoid facing the stiffest competition of his career. Former world champion Timothy Bradley voiced concerns about the impact Davis's retirement could have on the next generation of fighters. Bradley said during a televised interview, "Tank's the guy everyone wants to beat right now. He's the measuring stick. If he retires, it robs the younger guys of the chance to prove themselves against the best. That's not how you pass the torch in this sport." At the heart of the criticism lies a shared frustration. Davis's retirement could deprive boxing of its most anticipated matchups. Fans have long clamored for Davis to face Shakur Stevenson, Devin Haney, and Vasily Lomachenko, among others. The prospect of these fights going unmade has left many questioning Davis's commitment to his legacy. What unfolds when two titans of boxing transition from brothers-in-arms to fierce adversaries? This isn't just another spat between fighters. It's Gervonta Tank Davis versus Floyd Money Mayweather. And the battleground isn't the ring. It's the turbulent arena of personal drama. No gloves, no rules. This feud is raw. Tank recently broke his silence, revealing the shocking reason behind Floyd's alleged attack on him. The bombshell? A secret affair with Floyd's daughter. That's right. The drama runs deeper than anyone could have imagined. This isn't your typical fight. It's a family feud with secrets being revealed and punches flying. Hold on tight because this one is going to shatter your mind. Let's rewind to the electrifying Jaron Ennis versus David Avanesian clash, a night that had the boxing world on edge. But the real spectacle wasn't unfolding in the ring. Enter Floyd Mayweather, striding into the arena like a storm with purpose blazing in his eyes. His target? None other than Gervonta Davis. Forget the niceties. Floyd was all business, and he came prepared to make a statement. No gloves needed. The buzz around town is that Floyd didn't even stick around for the event's conclusion. Instead, he stormed straight up to Tank, interrupting him mid-conversation, seething as if he'd been gearing up for this showdown his whole life. The tension was suffocating. Wasting no time, Floyd launched into a flurry of swings, each one seemingly aimed at driving his point home with unmistakable clarity. Tank's security scrambled to intervene, barely managing to pull them apart, but not before Floyd landed a few clean hits. The real question is, what could drive the undefeated legend, a master of calculated composure, to snap like this? Indeed, Ryan Garcia is the king. Rye stirred the pot himself. Ryan revealed Tank's covert liaison with Floyd's daughter, Yaya Mayweather, in real time, rather than only hinting at it. Tank didn't deny it. In fact, he owned up to it during an interview shortly afterward. "Yeah, I messed up," he admitted. He added, "But no one controls my personal life, not even Floyd." The confession landed like a sledgehammer. This wasn't just any girl, it was Floyd's daughter, his own flesh and blood. To Floyd, this wasn't just a slight, it was a declaration of war. Let's dive into the whirlwind that is Yaya's life, a magnet for both the spotlight and controversy. From her legal run-ins to her headline-grabbing relationships, Yaya has always been a tabloid favorite. But this was a whole new level. Rumors had been swirling about Yaya and Tank's budding friendship. Paparazzi repeatedly spotted them together, fueling speculation. Still, no one saw the bombshell coming, whispers of an affair. And if that wasn't enough drama, there's the jaw-dropping twist. Tank had reportedly dated another of Floyd's exes, also named Yaya. Coincidence? Maybe. But let's face it, Tank clearly has a type. The real kicker, though, was Floyd's reaction. When he discovered Tank's secret rendezvous with one of his former flames, he didn't just let it slide. Oh no, he took it to the next level and reportedly had both of them arrested. You can't make this stuff up. Picture this. Floyd Mayweather has just discovered that Tank Davis slept with his daughter. If there's one thing everyone knows about Floyd, it's that he's a man of unwavering pride and ironclad control. For decades, he meticulously crafted his empire, built on discipline, respect, and loyalty, the cornerstones of his legacy. To have Tank, a fighter he personally groomed and catapulted into stardom, betray him in such a way? That's not just a betrayal, it's a brutal slap in the face to everything Floyd stands for. Floyd reportedly felt deeply disrespected, confiding in close friends. "I gave this kid everything. I made him a star. And this is the thanks I get?" But it wasn't just a matter of respect. It was about legacy. For Floyd, family holds a sacred place, and meddling with that, his lifeblood, crossed an unforgivable line. To make matters worse, Tank's actions were played out on a public stage for the world to scrutinize, turning private tension into a full-blown spectacle. As this storm of drama brewed, Floyd was also grappling with personal challenges while in Dubai, adding another layer to an already volatile situation. Whispers of mounting debts and legal entanglements left him stranded abroad for months. Boxing analyst Rick Glazer corroborated the claims, revealing that Floyd's financial woes were anchoring him in the UAE. Meanwhile, with Floyd temporarily sidelined, Tank and Yahya were making moves. Their bond reportedly deepened, sparking speculation. Some saw Tank's actions as a calculated gamble, knowing Floyd wouldn't be able to interfere. Others believed it was an unfortunate case of bad timing that spiraled into chaos. But the drama didn't stop at the boxing ring. Shortly after, Floyd and Tank encountered each other again, and tensions exploded. Witnesses claimed Floyd hurled a bottle, striking Tank square in the head. It was like a full-blown street brawl between two people consumed by hatred, one observer remarked. In a plot twist that only adds to the drama, Floyd Mayweather has allegedly teamed up with Shakur Stevenson in a mission to dethrone Tank Davis in the ring. Stevenson, who has been calling out Tank for months, is now reportedly training alongside Floyd. This has sparked rumors that Mayweather's ultimate strategy is to position Shakur for a showdown that could finally bring Tank down. Shakur, hailed as one of boxing's rising stars, possesses a fighting style that many believe could reveal Tank's vulnerabilities. The two have already exchanged heated words on social media, with Shakur branding Tank a disgrace, while Tank fired back, calling Shakur nothing more than Floyd's puppet. As the rivalry intensifies, it's clear that Floyd is orchestrating every move to ensure this showdown becomes a reality. Floyd's mind games started when he chose Shakur above Tank as the best fighter at 135 and put the fight world into a frenzy. Tank isn't stepping aside. He's pushing himself harder than ever, sharing clips of his lightning-fast punches and knockout power. On top of that, Tank is landing deals that dwarf anything Floyd's ever seen, and you can bet that's eating away at Floyd. If you believe Tank is standing alone in the fight, think again. Adrian Broner, another prominent boxer and a close friend of Tank, has stepped up in support. Broner assured Tank that, should anything go down, he'll be there for him. No questions asked. Calvin Ford, Tank's steadfast trainer and former ally of Mayweather, has stood by his fighter through every challenge. But now, he's not holding back. Ford has openly criticized Floyd's behavior, warning that karma will catch up with him. For Ford, this isn't merely a disagreement. It's turned into a personal vendetta. Some even claim that Floyd masterminded the ambush to avoid a potential clash with Tank, a fight that could have been one of the most monumental in boxing history. Ford argues that Floyd, fearing Tank's devastating power and the possibility of a loss, resorted to underhanded tactics to sidestep the risk of humiliation. If there's one thing we can count on with Tank, it's that he punches like a wrecking ball. But here's the twist. Soon after, Calvin Ford made a shocking move. He switched allegiances and joined Mayweather Promotions. That's right, Tank's former coach, the man who played a pivotal role in shaping his career, now teaming up with Floyd under Mayweather's banner. Talk about a jaw-dropping betrayal. Why would Calvin Ford, who has consistently supported Tank, suddenly make this bold move? Floyd, unusually quiet on the matter, seems to recognize it as a distinct opportunity to advance his career, according to insiders. Floyd's empire is enormous, and aligning with Mayweather Promotions offers a gateway to a broader network of fighters, greater exposure, and opportunities for high-profile bouts beyond what he ever envisioned. But it's not just about advancing his career. Rumor has it that Ford may have some mixed feelings about Tank, especially in light of the recent turmoil, from legal battles to courtroom appearances, all against the backdrop of Tank's turbulent personal life dominating the headlines. Ford may be able to move on with a professional squad that gives him stability, something Tank hasn't always been able to provide, by signing with Mayweather Promotions. Things took a sharp and ruthless turn when Floyd allegedly took his quest for revenge to a whole new level. Let's face it, Floyd's ego is nothing short of legendary, and seeing his protege overshadow him was evidently hard to bear. According to Tank, Floyd sank to new lows. even going so far as to share inside information about Tank's tactics with Frank Martin, all in an effort to undermine the fighter he once promised to support. The young fighters, eager for advice, are drawn to Floyd's embrace. So what's it been like spending time with him? What has Floyd shared about the art of fighting? And has it helped elevate your own skills? He could tell me to keep pushing every day, but there's something different about his guidance. So that's all from today's video. If you enjoyed it, remember to leave a like, subscribe, and ring that bell icon so you never miss our upcoming videos. And don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments section.